My guest right now on Cinema Showcase, one of the stars of Aliens, Michael Biehn. Thank you for taking this time out.
It's my pleasure.
Before we talk about your new film, Aliens, let me ask you the, I suppose by now, standard question concerning the Terminator. Did you have any idea, really, deep down, that this movie was going to be such a tremendously successful box office hit?
Yes.
That's a wonderful answer. Most people say no, don't have that faith.
It was actually not that big of a box office hit. It made $40 million at the box office, where a movie like Karate Kid 2 made $90 million. Other movies make a lot more. That's because a lot of people didn't realize what kind of a movie it was. So everybody who saw that movie, or most people that saw that movie, saw it on cassettes at home. Everybody has seen it, and it was a phenomenon. And I'm not sure that we realized that it was going to be quite the phenomenon that it was.
Yeah.
But I watched them edit the movie and mix the movie, and when I saw the last two reels, which is about the last 40 minutes of the movie, cut together with the music and everything together, I couldn't sleep for 2 nights. I went home and I could not sleep for a night and a half. I was just so thrilled. I called everybody I knew, and I was disappointed that not as many people went to see it in the box office as we thought.
Well, it certainly has acquired the reputation of being a movie, as you say, that everybody has seen, because it's is there a Terminator 2 out there somewhere?
No.
Well.
I mean, not that I know of. They're not. They haven't made one, and they're not in the process of making one now. And I wouldn't be involved anyway because I was killed in the first one.
Well, that's never stopped before.
I feel though that Jim Cameron and Gail Hurd have a lot of integrity when it comes to their work. So it's not like Dallas where you just pop, let's bring him back.
Exactly.
And I think the next story might follow Sarah Connor down to Mexico, and maybe her son John Connor, if he's 20 years old or something like that. My son,
All right, it was the film Terminator that I assume introduced you to the director of Aliens, James Cameron.
That's right.
How did you two get along initially? Was it sort of a good relationship?
It was a great relationship, because I think both of us are people that care very much about our work. And right away, we spent the first 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks before we started shooting, we went out to the rifle range and we talked about the character, and we rehearsed the scenes with Linda Hamilton, and we worked on the look, and we went in and we tried the hair this way and the scars this way and the scars that way, and we decided we were going to go with the beard. And and he just cared so much about it. He was so specific about every little detail that I could see that I was working with somebody that that had a lot on the ball.
Well, now that we have the motion picture Aliens, I really, and I can say this with all honesty, I can't think of a director more attuned today to the action genre. He is a master.
I agree.
Of the action genre.
I agree 100%. I saw the movie the other night in the theater for the first time. I saw it with an audience, and this audience just went nuts. I mean, they were, and some of the people were press people who are a little bit jaded when it comes to movies, and they were laughing and they were cheering, and you would see just a wave of people at certain points just go wham back in the chair, and to see like 600 people do that, it was absolutely amazing. He's a fine filmmaker, and there's no doubt about it.
Let's talk about your character of Hicks in relation to the film itself. Now, you're surrounded by an immense amount of, I guess for want of a better term, hardware, special effects, and all that sort of thing. Does that bother you, the actor, to think that, well, gee, my character may get lost amid all this,
I don't.
all this stuff?
I don't. It doesn't bother me, because I don't think it does. I don't think anybody's character in this movie does get lost. Everybody, myself, Bill Paxton, and Paul Reiser, Lance Henriksen, all have pretty well-defined characters, and of course Sigourney Weaver's Ripley, and they're all very well-defined, and we all have our conflicts and wants and needs, and I think that if we were just playing characters that were superficial, that it would overcome it. But I think our story and our characters have a lot of integrity in this movie.
I agree with you, but does something like that allow for any degree of improvisation?
Not as much as you would if you weren't dealing with that sort of thing, because when you're working on a film, everything as far as camera angles and camera movements and your blocking and where you're carrying your rifle and where you're carrying your alien finder and your helmet is set, you start like improvising during a scene, and the smallest thing will just throw the whole thing off. And somebody like Cameron, too, is so specific about the way he wants a shot that you can improvise for Jim, but it's done in a rehearsal stage, and he's open to any suggestions, and if somebody comes up with an idea that is not his, or that he thinks might be better than his, he'll take it. And it's one thing that's good about him, is that he'll listen to other people and he'll take their ideas, not only the actors but the crew members and everybody else.
Let me ask you, in the time remaining, about some of the other projects you worked on. One I particularly admired was Hill Street Blues segment. Actually, it was what, a three or four part
episode.
That was a dynamic
Thank you.
episode. And what do you look for when a script is sent to you? I know some actors have told me that, jokingly or not, the first thing they do is count their lines to see how many, and the others say the number of lines can matter less to them. It's what the character is all about. What do you look for?
I feel 100%, and I've said it. I always say it's always quality over quantity. I mean, you can have a role that is the star of a movie, but if it's a bad role, what good does that do you? You know? And I will take a character and shave lines off a character that I feel are just extra stuff that isn't needed, or if I feel a line is written badly, I'd rather not play it at all than to play it. I look for a character. I don't really look for a character. I mean, I'm at the point in my career now that people are starting to come to me to a certain extent. But up until now, I've always fought for the roles that I've got, and I've always tried to take the roles that I have gotten. And sometimes I hope and believe that they weren't as good as they ended up with me playing the role.
You certainly have a smash with Aliens, and I want to thank you for taking this time out. It's been a great pleasure.
Yeah, my pleasure too.
Thank you.
It's inside the complex.
You're just reading me.
No, it ain't you. They're inside the perimeter. They're in here.
Hudson, stay cool. Vasquez? Hudson may be right.
Get back, both of you.
Signal's weird. Must be some interference or something. There's movement all over the place.
Get back to operations.
It's game time.
Newt. Seal the door. Hurry!
Come on!
Here!
Come on, get back! Work fast. Movement. Signal's clean. Range 20 meters.
They found a way in. Something we missed.
Ripley,
Definitely inside the barricades.
let's go.
13 meters.
That's right outside the door. Hicks, Vasquez, get back!
That's it. 12 meters. 11. 10.
Then they're right on us.
9 meters. 7. 6.
Can't be. That's inside the room.
It's reading right, man. Look.
Well, you're not reading it right.
5 meters, man. 4. What the hell? Oh, my God.
Give me the light.